Oh my God, your poor dad.
Let's move this fuck along. Oh, our little ghost is tap dancing around the halls again.
We have a little haunted Frenchman.
He's literally like living on the Queen Mary. He's haunting the boat.
He's cute. He's Casper.
What do they call it? Like the white lady or something?
There's always a white lady.
There's a lady in white.
A lady in white.
Yeah, there's always white ladies haunting all the halls.
The white ladies are haunting more than just the halls. They're haunting.
Scary.
Yeah, they're haunting America. Mm-hmm. And that's what TikTok has told me this week.
Yeah.
That I'm a dumb white bitch. I said, tell me something I don't know.
Yeah.
And
see it every day in the mirror. Yeah. It's not breaking news.
Speaking of dumb white bitches, your fucking neighbor has such an attitude. Every time I roll up, I'm just like, I want to go at it with him.
Why?
Wait, which one?
The one right across the street who was like,
I never see anyone across the street.
Okay, I think it's just my Scorpio rising because I have never been able to let that go. Once that day that I parked, when I was trying to park away from the trees so the ice didn't fall on my fucking car, and he's like, nope, we got a truck coming. Move.
Yeah, because our kind neighbor pointed out that like where your car was currently parked might not have been the best place.
Yeah, and this guy, I'm like, Anne, what are you going to do about it?
Meanwhile, the across the street neighbor was like, oh, thank God that dumb white bitch parked there, so I have plenty of room for my truck. And then you moved it.
I literally was just holding that space for that truck. And it was just the way he said it. Like, nope, we got a truck coming. Move. It was
Keep it moving, sister.
It was so dismissive. Like, and what? There's no reason for me to move. Like,
you were fuming.
I know. I'm still fuming. I will never get over it.
At least you don't hold a grudge.
No, I hold a grudge forever and never. Like, I saw him today, and I was on the phone with Mr. Roberts.
Did we not post the FaceTime today?
Yeah.
Oh, so she did miss something.
You did. It should be on there. Do you want to count us in, Bailey?
Welcome back to Your Poor Dad. You can't choose your sisters, but you can choose your podcast. So thank you for joining us and being the fourth branch sister.
Do you want to? I felt something in that.
What?
You can't choose.
It isn't uploaded.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we're doing a fucking podcast. Well, I uploaded it.
Oh, well.
Maybe it didn't post.
I was just letting you know.
The reason I said it like that was because I almost said it backwards. You can choose your sisters.
I thought you meant like
you can't.
Well, it sounded like you were like, you can't choose your sisters, and look at me.
It's because my little brain was trying to scramble to figure out what word I was supposed to say as I was saying it. Sometimes I forget.
It's okay. Well, welcome back to Your Poor Dad.
Welcome.
You know what? Maybe we have some new little listeners here. And
hopefully,
dear God. And if we do have new listeners, everyone turn to your favorite sister who told you about this podcast and say, thank you very much.
And then turn to your other favorite sister and say, you should listen to this new podcast.
Yes. So actually, that's a great time to talk about that now. If you are a loyal, we get so many DMs. I love you guys. I've been listening since day one. Amazing. Let's tell everyone you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tell them.
Yeah, I'm always out here spreading the word about other podcasts and our own. So,
yeah.
Let's pay it forward, honey.
Let's pay it forward.
So, what's going on, girlies?
Oh,
I walked in and there was a little tension.
Yeah. I had a really late work meeting that went longer than the allotted time. And it was like a very heated thing. And then immediately, and I had so many meetings today. I didn't have a lunch break. I didn't have time for anything.
Have you eaten?
Well, I did.
Wait, we might need a pause.
No, I did eat. I grabbed something at like noon maybe and ate at my desk.
Oh my God.
But it's just been a very busy day. So then I didn't have time to like really get ready for the podcast like I normally do. That's why I look like this. And I was still setting up whenever you were getting here. It's been a very hectic day. Okay. But you know what? That's showbiz, baby. And
showbiz.
And we are real girls and we deal with real life.
Exactly. And look at her showing up to work. Her second
with
job.
with a big old glass of wine.
That is nice.
And my my new Era's sweatshirt. So this makes me happy.
That's good.
Speaking of alcohol, I have really been craving alcohol. I'm kind of like coming back on the circle where I'm like, you know what? Sobriety sounds really terrible.
Wait,
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I would think that
It'd get
once you
easier.
just like get used to it, but now it's like, okay, well, what's the point? I'm not actually sober for like addiction purposes. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I could just.
Well, that's kind of like what Mr. Roberts and I were saying. We're just like, we just need to have a little bit of fun. Like, it's really hard having fun when you're so strict on your diet and you're so strict not drinking. There's like not that many things you can do unless you're like really planning. And we're doing stuff every weekend. It's not like we're just like sitting on our thumbs.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they call it 75 hard, not 75 easy.
I know.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I decided that I think I'm going to let her rip the day after 75 hard is done. And then I think I'm going to go sober again until we have like a little trip planned in April.
Well, I also think that it'll be easier for you to have moderation where it's like, on this trip, we're going to eat what we want, drink what we want, whatever. But then when we come back from the trip, maybe you don't feel like you want to drink. You know, I feel like it'll be easier for you to like get in that mindset.
Yeah, I think it's like we just need to let the plug out, let her rip, and then put the plug back in, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm feeling.
Let her rip, let her fly.
And can I say something else? This just popped into my head. I was leaving my house today and my neighbor and her little baby were sitting outside. The baby was like, "That's Jade." Like, and you know I'm not like super social with this baby.
Wait, and
It's weird. She didn't say it's me, Jade B. Do you think they watch you?
wait, but it's weird because the last time I saw that baby, it was like a baby.
No, it's literally a baby. It's like a year and a half.
Well, it talks.
Whoa.
No, but like it can only put like little words together. Like she was like, "That's Jade." Like it wasn't like "That's Jade," but it was like, you know what I mean?
Okay, well, you said that's Jade.
Well, do you want me to be like, "That's Jade"?
I don't.
It sounds exactly
I
like
do.
a baby.
Wait, that's still really wild.
Who knew babies were so smart? Like it's scary.
I mean,
Baby geniuses.
people study babies, you know?
And you know what? I wonder if babies are getting smarter.
Probably.
I doubt it.
What do you mean?
I think that we're just coddling children from like a very young age, and they're not that smart sometimes.
I think like they have access to more educational things, like baby Einstein.
Yeah. We'll see how this
You're-
generation grows up.
Your dogs are crazy.
I don't know.
But yeah, and so it was my neighbor made me have a good day, and then your neighbor just seeing him pissed me the fuck off.
It's funny because I don't see that guy ever either.
Yeah, I never see
I don't
that
even
guy.
know if I know what he looks like.
He has such an attitude. I want to slap his little face.
He also doesn't live there.
He doesn't?
No.
I don't even know if I know who you're talking about.
He doesn't live there. You know exactly who I'm talking. I can't explain it. Like he's a man. He has like a black spiky hair.
We'll do some pointing later.
Yeah, I think I need you to point exactly to the house first of all, and then
The green one.
the one that's like right there.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not.
No, it's the greenhouse that it looks like shit.
Okay, relax.
It has like a neon green border. Like whoever chose that for a house.
I don't know.
Okay,
Maybe
relax.
some people like it to be a little funky.
No,
And
he
if
is-
it is that house, then Bailey's right. Like only a lady lives there, but like her family, like her children, nieces,
she's
grandchildren,
frequent visitors.
Yeah, she has a lot of visitors like every day.
So he's not even living there and he's just acting like he owns the place.
Well, he has a truck.
Well, that makes me not like him even more. So
Well, that's okay.
I hope that he listens to this.
Let's just control our controllables.
No, I am controlling my controllables.
Okay.
I'm
You know what
controlling
this-
the fact that I'm not slapping him across his smug little face.
You know what this feels like?
What?
Like you're venting with a lot of rage. Like you said, it was psychotic. That sometimes I have like a little burst of road rage where I like yell and you're like, that's scary. This is your version.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
She's bringing it back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
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 And that's a reference to last full episode.
Yeah.
You can check that out. It's called Your Poor Selena vs. the Nepo Girls. And you can check it out on Apple, Spotify, anywhere.
Yeah, you can. What's up with you, Bailey?
Well, speaking of like unjustified rage today. I was like, this is probably not going to be the best day. So let's try to do something that I know I'm going to like for myself. So I got McDonald's on the way to work.
Nice.
I got a sausage McMuffin with a Coke.
Let me
Why
ask you
not
something.
Egg McMuffin. If
If I'm gonna like, does McDonald's breakfast make you happier than McDonald's lunch?
No.
Okay, same.
What?
But
Like, I would rather wait. I would rather starve and wait until I can get the French fries.
Yeah.
Than get.
hash browns, though.
I do love the hash
No.
browns, but I don't like the breakfast sandwiches as much. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Agreed.
when it's...
Agreed.
An Egg McMuffin? That's elite breakfast.
Well,
But I would rather have a burger over an Egg McMuffin.
Interesting.
I agree. But this is what I was working with.
Right.
But then they did not give me a Coke. They gave me a Dr. Pepper. And I was
Yikes.
like...
That'd be better
Oh, that's
for me.
really sad.
I know. And I was like, honestly, it's not a big deal. It's better than a Diet Coke. Like, let's all not overreact here.
Right.
But then I opened my sausage McMuffin, and which I normally do this anyway, but like they took the egg, they didn't have the egg, and it was cold. And I was like, whose old ass meal did you just like serve me?
It didn't
You're
have
just-
the egg in it?
No, like they were just playing it hard and fast. I usually take like 3 bites with the egg and then take the egg off and eat it the way I want it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that fake tasting egg and the fake tasting ham. I love Egg McMuffins.
They're good.
No, they're
I do the
so
sausage
good.
one, though.
And people don't-
It was burnt. I was like, what are you
It was
doing?
burnt and cold.
It was, yeah.
I
Like
mean, look,
the-
if it's gonna be burnt, it better be hot.
Exactly. And it wasn't. The hash brown was good, though. It
My
was
mouth
fine.
is watering right now. I'm
It
dying.
was. I was
for a cheat
really
meal.
setting myself up for like a good day, and then it
Man.
just really pissed me off having that first little bit of
Well,
Dr.
and
Pepper.
it sucks extra because it's not like, okay, you're at the house and, oh man, we don't have any more soda, so now I have to, or we don't have any more Coke, I have to have a Dr. Pepper, or whatever.
Peppier.
a Dr. Pepper.
Or like, oh no, I was heating up my Egg McMuffin and it was cold. It's like, it's not like it was your own doing. It's like, you're going there. This is going
I
to make my
trusted
morning.
them.
I'm going to spend money on this meal because I want a sweet treat because I'm going to have a rough day and this is my treat. And then you don't even get what you ordered?
And furthermore, you're choosing McDonald's, who is known for their consistency.
Yeah.
You can go to any McDonald's in this goddamn country and get the same Egg McMuffin or egg sausage
You know what to
McMuffin or whatever.
expect.
And you're supposed to know what to expect. So they really let you down doubly.
I know.
That's
I will be
extra sad.
writing to their manager.
Yeah.
I also a little bit feel like the person did it on purpose, but that
Were
might
you
be
being a
me.
bitch?
No, but like I didn't feel like
How,
she.
tell us how you ordered it.
No, that makes me,
So, okay, pretend. Welcome to McDonald's. What can I get you?
Okay, so she said, "Welcome to McDonald's. Will you be using the mobile app today?" And
Mobile?
would y'all be using the mobile? And I wasn't prepared for that question. I was like, no. And then she said something else, but I didn't hear. And I was like, could I have a
Oh, so you were like,
was like,
shut up and
let's
take
cut
my
to the
order,
chase.
you wench.
pretty? No, but I didn't hear what she said, and I was gonna be like, what? Because I also knew the answer was gonna be no. I just want a sausage McMuffin meal with a large Coke. And then she said, okay, first window. And then she was like also talking to someone else, but she was like talking quietly and in Spanish. And maybe she was saying, fuck this bitch, give her a Dr. Pepper instead. This looks like it's going to really ruin her
But
day.
shouldn't you know that?
and then you said, good
She was
thing I know
saying quietly.
Spanish.
Did you say, para mi...
You said,
speak-
hola,
Mi habla
Me
español,
understand
bitch.
you.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Because maybe I was thinking, maybe I'm the crazy one. I bet she's probably not talking about me, but maybe she was.
Because assume positive intent.
Yeah.
Aw,
But then
interesting.
didn't turn out. But you know what? The day wasn't as bad as I thought. So I guess that's always little victories. It
Wow.
was better than yesterday. So what more could you expect?
Nice. Thank you. Thank you for
You're
that.
welcome.
You know, my day was worse than I was expecting, which makes me feel better about last night because at this current moment in my work, there are so many tasks that I have building up that I'm kind of drowning. So if I do work a little extra at nighttime, it helps me out, right? But there was something about last night where I was like, I just have a feeling tomorrow's gonna suck. So you know what? I'm not even gonna spend my night doing anything extra because fuck it. Like, we're just gonna deal with it all tomorrow.
Future page.
And it was so much worse than I could have expected, but not because of I didn't like do any extra tasks. So it's not like I could have made anything better.
Yeah.
And I just felt validated that like, you know what? I'm glad I didn't give this like more energy than my allotted time.
And we talked yesterday about like when I work at home, it's because I'm making things easier on myself. But when you work at home, you're like giving them free stuff,
I'm like
which
working for
they
them.
don't deserve.
Yeah. Anyways, Jade, what about you?
Well, I've been loving my job. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah?
And my bosses are great. It's the sisters.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think of what has been going on in my life. The weeks just fly by when you don't have a job.
Yeah.
I've been doing some interviews. So
Fingers crossed.
I guess, I really love being unemployed.
That's the dream.
It's the dream, I'll tell you that much. But, things are just cruising over here. I'm trying to lose some fat right now, and it's really fucking annoying because nothing's leaving my little body.
Maybe drinking is the answer.
I know. I think I need to shake up the metabolism.
Yeah, they're like, you're a little bit too stable right now.
You're a little bit too healthy.
You should get McDonald's after this.
No, I can't. I'm on 75 hard.
She can't do it till after.
I know.
There's something in my eye.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Also, Dad just sent me like 7 text messages in a row of audio messages, but he's been sending me jokes. They're really funny. Should I play one?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So something really exciting happened that I have been waiting years for. 12 years to be exact. You guys watched Vanderpump Rules.
12 years.
It started, I think, in 2011.
2013.
Oh, okay. Well, 10 years.
That would be 10 years. Wow,
Good math.
I was thinking it was like 20 years. Wow, look,
20.
what? It's been a long day.
So,
okay?
background, we are trying to get more like, get the girlies up to date with like what's cool in the world. And so we have them watching Bravo. And I put it out to the sisters on our Instagram and I said, do you guys want the sisters to watch Bravo? They said they'd only do it if you guys wanted it, and you wanted it.
Yep.
And we got an overwhelming amount of people saying, have them watch Vanderpump Rules from season 1, because that is just season 1 and season 2 of Vanderpump Rules were lightning in a bottle.
And here's the thing about me. I am a woman of my word. Okay.
Yeah.
So I said, if the sisters want it, let's do it. And they spoke and listened. Okay. Some initial thoughts. First of all, I was loving the little opening credits. Like I only watched it the first episode. I've watched 3 so far. Mm-hmm. And I thought, put myself back in 2013. I was like, this
revolutionary
is a hit. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the way they have, like 2 at a time, whatever. And like the fashion, whatever. Speaking of, my first comment, what the hell are up with the dresses that they have to wear?
I know, the dresses are so like light. They're basically just like a little scarf.
They do look like an infinity scarf that they just like put together.
Like they put
on
a
Game of
necklace around.
Thrones. They just have like the long scarves that are held together with like a little metal ring.
Okay, that is like the bandana kind of looking one, whatever. The one from I don't even know how to
black
describe
one?
it. Yeah, what is that? It's like
Lisa Vanderpump has terrible taste.
that was the very first comment. The second, first, I just have to say, yes, everybody, Bailey and I do live under rocks, and I know all of the things I'm about to say. Everyone's gonna be like, "Duh."
Oh my god, I can't wait to hear this.
Keep in mind, Sheena used to hook up with Brandy's ex-husband.
Yes.
And she pretended like she had no idea.
No, yes. So the whole did you pick up on the intro? Like
There was a party beforehand.
Right, and that was Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So one day I'm just watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and it's a 2-hour episode, and it leads us into Vanderpump Rules. Brandy confronts Sheena. Sheena then goes to work, and then it starts Vanderpump Rules. Genius. And it's so wild because, okay, so here's like the really losery part of it all. So Brandy's husband, Eddie Cibrian, he's a loser. What does he do? Hallmark movies? Who knows who Eddie Cibrian is?
And that's the person that's tied with Leanne Rimes.
Right. And so he had a public affair with Leanne Rimes, and it was very public, and that's kind of like where Brandy's notoriety came from. But then Sheena kind of inserted herself into the affair, because she did have an affair with Eddie Cibrian too, but like
For 2 years.
yeah, and nobody cares. Like, you're nobody.
But like
Yeah.
I might get into it, but like why is she pretending like she doesn't know? Like Stassi was like, for 2 years, like no one believes you. Like
Yeah.
you did this on purpose.
Yeah,
You know
say
what?
a different lie then. Don't say you didn't know. Say, I didn't know takes two to tango.
Like he said he said that he was separate. Like something.
I don't think they were like actually fully dating for 2 years. I think he probably just, it was like a hookup thing. And also it's Eddie Cibrian. Like, who knows who he is? But you know what? You are very similar to Stassi now that I'm like seeing this all.
Well, I have thoughts about Stassi.
Okay.
The other initial thing is like the cesspool of it all, right?
Yeah.
Which technically I'm not one to talk about. I used to work at a company where like everyone just hooked up with everybody else.
Yeah.
But one of the opening scenes, it's like, oh, this is Peter, I think, who used to date Stassi, who's literally out to lunch with Jax, who is currently dating Stassi.
Yeah.
And they're just like talking about Stassi. That's weird. Like,
Well,
that was wild to me.
It's also the restaurant industry. And I feel
Okay.
like that's kind of like a thing.
Can I say something about the word cesspool?
Sure.
Paige was like, okay, so if I were to write cesspool, what would I say? And I was like, I don't think it's cess. And she's like, yeah, like an incest pool.
That's
I was
what
like,
I thought it meant.
Wait,
I'm
that's
pretty-
actually not that
No,
far
it's
off.
how it is like used, that makes so much more sense. But I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. But I really like that.
Interesting. Cesspool.
It's a cesspool. An incest pool.
Okay, let's talk about Sheena a little bit more. She said that she used to get mistaken for Britney Spears in high school and her music.
Yes.
I was dying.
Wait, like, was it? I wasn't watching. I was just like
You heard
listening.
it.
Was she the one that when they were like, okay, do it like a little bit less,
less phone girl, more porn star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she
Wow,
was like,
and she
yeah,
did.
I got it. And she's just like, it
It's so cringy to watch Sheena.
was really bad.
Sheena's like somebody who is really hard to root for sometimes on camera.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The whole reason we had the conversation of should we watch Bravo is because you were talking about Sheena's the one with the podcast, right?
Yes.
Because
Shenanigans.
watching this makes so much sense because all she wants is attention.
Yeah.
That's the only thing she wants. So 100%, whatever the hell we were talking about of like, excuse you. Whatever we were talking about of like, oh, well, like it's so shitty for her because they were dating. She had the boy, like the ex-boy, whatever. It's like, I fully stand by, like she's doing it
For
on
attention.
purpose. She wants attention.
And she loves to. I also really think she just loves dragging herself into drama and then being like, what? Like, I'm the victim. Like, she loves being the victim.
Yeah, she wants like her foot in the door to get in with like the important people, but then she's like super stoked to like blow it up. Like
Yeah.
Perez Hilton. It's like I could get close so I can expose you.
Kinda, yeah. It's not really Perez Hilton-y. It's like, it's less like, Sheena doesn't.
It's the
know.
ultimate
She-
pick me.
She's such a pick me girl, and she can't help herself. Like, I don't think she has a lot of self awareness. Like, I don't think she thinks.
I think
she's
she
coming-
does have the self-awareness.
I
I
think-
think she wants, her ultimate goal is what can I do to put the most eyes on me, good or bad, right?
I think that she doesn't. What she thinks she's coming across as isn't the way she's coming across.
yeah, she's just thinking, oh my gosh, everyone's looking at me.
Yeah.
Like they must love me or something.
But
And
like
it's
we're all like, Sheena, stop.
yeah.
We're all like, why do your eyes take up 2/3 of your face?
I kept saying that. I was like, she's the biggest eyes I've ever seen. I mean, she's really pretty, but like, oh my gosh, I've just never seen somebody. She's a life-size Bratz doll.
She is, yeah. And this is before like she got lip filler and stuff and dental work.
Became
Also-
a real Bratz doll with the big lips too.
It was one of the Toms shaved his forehead. I've never seen a guy shave his forehead, and that really, I mean, and not like the hairline. It was like
The
just
whole forehead.
like the middle. I was like, what is that? That was weird. Okay, Stassi. She's crazy and spoiled. Like, she's so insane, so spoiled. There's something, and I don't know if it's because I do know like bits and pieces of things that happen later. So that's probably, I don't know, but there's something about her that like I still like.
Yes.
But like, I'm like, you're so annoying.
Yeah.
But like, I like you.
Yeah. Like you see yourself in Stassi sometimes, I think.
Here's where I didn't see myself. She said something like, my parents told me that like I come from like royalty, so I act like it or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? No.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's definitely like, and she's also like 22 or 23 when this.
She's 23 and Jax is 30. I literally, my next comment, I say Stassi and Jax are toxic. He sucks. She sucks. He doesn't come home. She cancels photo shoots for him. She's 23. He's 33. What the fuck? Like,
It's crazy.
like that insane. I'm going to get more into Stassi and Jax in a second, but Ken and Jiggy, they look alike. Have they ever been in like a dog looks like their owner like thing?
Jiggy's passed.
But that was Jiggy that I was seeing, right?
Yeah.
Because
Is Ken still with us?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
I was looking at them and I'm like, oh my God,
they literally look
so much
alike.
alike.
They have the same haircut.
They really do. Also,
And
Lance
they
Bass was
both
in
wear
episode
toupees.
2
Yes.
because of the Pride float, but what a random, he just popped up in frame and then just exited out.
well, because he's friends with Lisa.
Oh,
Yeah, Lisa has a lot of famous friends.
that makes sense.
Right.
Another question. Who pays for all of the drinks? Because episode 2 or 3, don't remember, Jax walks into a party and just immediately slams 7 shots.
Oh, because they ordered 7 shots for everyone, and then Jax took all the shots. And he was, because don't they break up like the first episode?
I think it's the second or the third.
Yeah.
Will you go open the door for them?
Going.
But it's like, I'm looking at first of all, just the shots themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone that was there had a drink already. I assume they had a couple drinks after the shot. Who
I mean,
pays
I'm
for that?
sure-
Is it production or
I'm sure
is it
Bravo
them?
has a tab for them.
Because that was, I'm like, wow, that's expensive.
Whose birthday party was it? Oh, was it Sheena's birthday party that Jax shows up to?
No, it was like Peter's birthday because he was
yeah.
like, oh, Jax was like, we should go, talking to Stassi, we should go to like this place for Peter's birthday. And she was like, I don't care. And he was like, okay, well, everyone's going to be there. Like, we're going to go. But they had gotten in a fight, so they went separately. So she was already there.
Yeah.
And then he walks in and like slams the
she's
shots.
pissed.
And she's like, the first thing you do is like take 7 shots instead of saying hi to your girlfriend. Like, and then that's the episode they break up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, the thing about Vanderpump Rules is that a lot of them all have birthdays around each other. Like Ariana, who will come in later, she has the same birthday as Stassi. Then there's Sheena has the same birthday. I think Sandoval does. Or they all have like summer birthdays. Jax, I'm pretty sure. So like we're always having birthday drama.
Another thing about drama, Kristen and Katie are really bad friends. Stassi's a shitty friend too, but like they are just really bad friends. Like what first made me say that is like Kristen and Katie are basically, when Stassi breaks up with Jax, they're like, are you sure? Like, you guys are so cute together. We thought you'd get married. Why? He's actually super shitty to her, and she does not act her best with him. So like,
Yeah.
this isn't a good relationship. Why are you telling her she should be with this person? However, then fast fucking forward to Stassi. Whenever they were at a photo shoot, was it Katie or was it Kristen? One of them's dating Tom or whatever. He used to live with these
Kristen.
twins.
And then Stassi's like, hey, come here.
Hey, did you ever hook up with Tom? And she's like, it was a really long time ago. And the smile on Stassi's face the entire time, all of this shit is unraveling.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like it.
all 3 of you hate each other.
Yeah, like they really do. The first couple seasons, they really hate each other.
Well, and Kristen and Katie went to like dinner or something with Jax just to talk about the breakup. And they're like, yeah, Jax, like, we don't understand why this, and I'm like, you guys just knives in everyone's back, okay? Then there's the Frank of it all, okay?
Oh, Frank, yeah.
Wait.
Frank is a loser.
Okay. Before I say the Frank of it all, whenever Stassi breaks up, she says that she wants Jax's dog, which is their family dog. What the fuck entitlement is that? Okay, like all I could think about would be like you dating somebody and you had Simba, and then someone's like, "I'm taking Simba," and you'd be like, "The fuck you are?" Like that comment was so brief and shook me. Like. She wants the dog. It's my family dog.
No, but Jax sucks. You don't understand how bad Jax sucks. Like, she was doing that dog a favor.
Okay, also, so going back to the Kristen, like,
Kristen's crazy.
I can understand why you feel uncomfortable, maybe not knowing that you're hanging out with somebody who hooked up with your boyfriend, because that happened to me whenever I thought this girl's name was Spencer and it was actually the girl that my college boyfriend cheated on me with, and I'm whatever. So like I can understand the uncomfortableness of not knowing that you're hanging out with somebody that hooked up with, but the fact that she got mad at Tom for having sex with somebody before they were dating and she's making it a thing. She's like mad at him. What the hell is he supposed to say? How is that fair? Like that was nutty. Like that was insane.
And like the way she overreacts about being on set with that girl, she's like, you guys, that's my boyfriend you're talking about.
You're making me uncomfortable. Can we not?
Yeah. Like
and then what I think, because Kristen is so mad about that situation happening in her life, I think that's why she told Jax, by the way, Stassi went out with Frank.
Yeah.
And why the fuck would you do that if you're her friend and they're technically broken up? Like, you're only doing that because you want more drama to start that's like worse than what's going on in your life. Super shitty. Just really bad friends. And then it ends with Jax gets Stassi from Frank, but then potentially or possibly got a girl pregnant. And so then it like ends with Stassi like the night
Jax tells her that again?
Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Because Frank and Stassi and this other girl, Jen, were like out at a club.
Yeah.
And
Jax shows up and wins her back.
Well, yeah. But Frank was like kind of talking shit about Jax, and Stassi was like, he's being an asshole. Like, we're all here, like, whatever. Jax shows up and it's like, we love each other, blah, blah, blah. We're back together. The next morning, she's gone because Frank had gotten to her and was like, hey, by the way, 2 months ago, he got a girl pregnant. And she's like, are you fucking kidding me? And so she dips.
Yeah.
And then like pours all of his like clothes out onto the floor. And then it like, that's when the episode like ended.
Does she have her friends over yet? And are they like coddling her yet?
Well, so she invited her friends over. Well, her friends.
But not Kristen and Katie.
She invited them.
But then they show up later. And they're on Jack's side.
They show up later, but they did they were like, which I don't know anything yet, but they were like, we show up and these people who she does not hang out with are just already at her house. Mm-hmm. That's sus. Which fair, because I don't think I can trust Frank as far as I can throw him.
No.
But here's the thing. I can't trust any of these bitches as far as I can throw them.
Maybe she wanted to invite people that weren't a part of Jax's fan club. Like, she needed some support.
Stassi liked a posse back in the day.
Stassi's Posse? Mm-hmm. Is that her podcast?
No, I think that's like, they literally called it like Stassi's Posse.
I am truly just like shook by how shitty everyone is to each other. And knowing that this goes on for like 10 seasons, I don't know how many of the original cast members are in the last. It's like everyone, because like I can't fathom like the shit that they're doing to each other in episodes 1 through 3. Get these people out of my life.
Can you imagine the production team shows up and they said the first day Stassi and Jax are fighting and like they break up.
The thing is like the fact that Stassi's 23 is I think why I'm like, she's really annoying, but like she's growing up.
Yeah.
Jax being 33, oh my God. I had no idea he was that old at that time. Like, could not be more embarrassing.
It's so, Jax is the most embarrassing character or person on that show.
So embarrassing.
He's so embarrassing. And the most frustrating thing about Jax is that he truly has no self-awareness, and he's like that person that like you try to call them out on something and then they deflect everything. Like Jax is like a notorious cheater, and people are like, Jax, you always cheat, and he's like, no, I don't.
But it's like there was a couple times where he was a little self-aware. He's like, I mean, if I want to have this good girl, like I need to treat her better.
Yeah.
Yet whenever he's talking to her, he's like, what do you mean? Like I'm fucking great. Or he'd be like, yeah, it's a little awkward now that I'm 33. Like it was cool when I was 23 going to these modeling gigs, but like now that I'm 33, it's like a little weird. And yet he's like, I fucking love modeling. Like he like has these moments of like self-awareness, and then he's like, psych, let me just shove it down.
There's so much that happens with Jax. It's so fucking crazy. He's literally the catalyst of all the drama.
The other thing that I was shook by is because I know that he marries somebody else. What was her name?
Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you looked at me because I knew it yesterday.
Yeah, she knew it. Yes, I was like,
Interesting.
So I was like, what? I know he marries someone. I was like, who? Katie? And she was Brittany. And I was like, who the fuck is Brittany?
I know like a shocking amount about this. Like it's coming back and I didn't even watch it. I just like absorbed it through like osmosis.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm really excited. I'm also really scared. I had no idea that Jax and Stassi were even started as a couple. So that was shocking.
That was shocking to you?
It was shocking to me.
I also didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh my
I was
God, just wait.
completely shocked. Didn't realize Stassi was like as much of a brat. Didn't realize like everyone hated each other.
Yeah.
So super excited.
I think that you will come to like Stassi more because I think
so too, and I don't know why.
you will. And I think it's really interesting because like Stassi, Katie, and Kristen are so toxic with each other the first couple seasons. Then Stassi and Katie kind of go through this renaissance and then they become friends again. But it took a while.
They just needed to, be
Grow
normal
up.
people and grow up.
Yeah.
Like you do in your 20s.
Yeah.
Not like when you're 33 and you should already like kind of be a little more grown.
So weird that Jax is 33. I didn't know he was 33 in the show. I'm 34 and I feel like I'm like 20 years older than Jax in season 1.
Now he's 43.
He's so bad. He's such a bad person.
So excited to see what happens. Guys, no spoilers.
Well, this is a perfect intro to our topic. We're revisiting the topic of cheating.
Yes.
And
It always comes back around.
It always comes back. And you know who's the biggest cheater of them all? Jax. So, if you guys are new here, Paige has some amazing stories that are in, I think, episode 10. It's called Your Poor iPad. And it's always on the iPad, isn't it, girls?
Yeah, and a new one I've heard of is the Apple Watch.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
the
a good
Apple
one.
Watch is going to get... So I was in Newport one night with my friend, and we were like at this bar, and this girl's talking to us, and she's like a little older than us, maybe like 40. And she's like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you guys, like we were just like talking over the night, and then this came up. She's like, I cheated on my husband. And she's like, it wasn't a physical affair, it was an emotional affair. And we're both like,
Okay.
sure.
Boring.
Yeah, boring. Okay, whatever. And she said, I was like, well, how did he find out? And she said, the Apple Watch. Like, he plugged in her Apple Watch, and all of the messages, they were like confessing their love to each other. Imagine the pit you would get in your stomach. Like, just, I'm going to be nice. And she said he wasn't even like searching for it. He was just being nice.
He just like plugs it in. It's like ding, 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 ding.
It's like cheat, cheat, cheat. Shit.
Wow. Remember that person we met? I don't know where we were, but we were somewhere in California, and she like showed us her boobs and was like
Yes.
saying that she used to just walk around naked all the time.
We were in Huntington Beach. And it was during the day.
Oh, what was her name?
She was with a small group, and they approached our table to talk, and then the guy asked, like, was trying to like hit on one of us or something, and then we went to that, like, the whole reason we went to Huntington Beach, there was this like bar that you wanted to go to that it was like a rooftop bar.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't open for a while, so we had to go to this one place first.
And she was talking about, she was like Russian and had this like accent, and she was saying how she used to go, was it like a president or someone famous, and they would, no, it was the Mexican cartel would like pay her to walk around like naked, and she would just, my pussy was immaculate, no hair. Like,
You don't remember her?
Okay, wait, I remember this. What year was this from?
You still lived there.
Well,
It
no
was the
shit.
same day. Do you remember when you that same strip on Huntington we did karaoke, and that was like when you did the probably the best performance of Oughta Know.
No, because that was Jade's wedding that she did that at.
No, that was just me and you at the wedding, Bailey.
Oh.
Paige didn't get in yet.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember.
Wait, but okay, I vaguely remember that. We'll have to revisit this. I don't think the
That's a
listeners
good one.
care.
Well, yeah, we'll remember that.
But I do remember the girl being like, "My pussy was immaculate."
Because
Yeah.
she wouldn't stop
She
talking.
kept saying, "Fuck you." Whatever. I think I wrote it down in my journal. I'll read my journal. All right. Do you guys want to hear a story from
Yes.
a listener?
Yes, please.
Well, actually, it's a question. I know 3 siblings who all got engaged this last year.
Wow.
Brother, sister, brother. The last one to be engaged, we will call him Jim, has only known this girl, we will call her Karen, for less than a year. And she basically told him they were getting married. It's a weird long story for another time. But anyway, the first brother, we'll call him Dave. His fiance, we'll call her Anne, is pissed because Karen decided to do their wedding first before the other 2 siblings. Is Anne right to feel this way? She has also refused to go to their wedding, and her fiance is
Who's
the best
Karen?
man. So Karen is...
The mom or
So,
something?
no. Jim and Karen are the last to get engaged, but now they're the first to get married. And
Okay,
they've
okay.
been dating for the least amount of time.
Okay. So the question is, should the first
Does the
bride
first one have a right to
be
be
mad?
upset? No.
Yeah.
I think, sorry, you should have planned your wedding sooner. And who cares? What is the difference if you get married first or not?
I agree that that's like the truth, but I also understand like there's so many emotions that go into
I know, but just looking at
weddings.
it at its face value with no emotions attached to it, what is the big deal if somebody gets in your family gets married before you? Even though you guys all got married in a short amount
Engaged.
you all got engaged in the same amount of time, like this year. Then why does it matter?
Well, and the other thing that I think of is, like I expressed on the mini episode, like I want to elope, right? So everyone has a different version of their wedding. And so all 3 of them have a different version, and one of them may need more time to plan. Maybe it's because they want a specific venue that they can't get for a while, or it's
Or
a
what if
little
they
more
just-
elaborate or whatever. And maybe the other person, it's like, we want a backyard wedding. It's quicker to plan. Like, it shouldn't go in the order that you got engaged. It's just the order of planning.
Yeah, and like, who cares if they want to rush an engagement? Not even rush it. They just want a short engagement. Then so be it.
I had a friend who was getting married, and one, like, things are like expected of like certain family members or whatever. And she was saying something about her fiance's mom, like, wasn't going to be at this thing or wasn't doing something. And I was like, well, do you want her there? And she was like, you know what? I actually kind of don't. And I was like, okay, so like,
Who cares?
People
People just
how it
love.
could be hurtful, but like, for what it is, like, do you need it or what?
No, like, it doesn't matter. People just like getting all wound up about weddings.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing about that. Like, the odds are not in your favor.
could end
that
up
it's gonna
divorced.
last. So
I mean, the odds are in your favor equally. You could
not
either
really.
stay
I think
together.
it's more in your favor that you'll get divorced these days.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, but so anyways, just tell your friend that
To get over it.
don't let it bother you. You're getting married. Congratulations.
Well, they can have like. Nobody wants to be the first. What does it matter to be the first? The first, the worst.
Second
Yeah,
the best. Hey,
exactly.
you better be second. Don't be third.
Or third, the golden bird.
Oh, third. First one. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Be third.
I would want to be the second one because I feel like the first one is like a little too rushed. It's like, okay, like we're just getting into wedding season, and then you've had one wedding under your belt and you're like, okay, now this one I'm going to fucking party. And then the third one you're tired.
Or not. Like, or
you just go balls deep to all of them.
Well, it's like, or they're spaced out and we're going to, because it's a different couple for each one of them, we're going to have a different great experience for each couple. And it's the exact wedding that they wanted, that took the time of planning that it would take for them to be happy. Like,
I just think that you shouldn't look for the worst in this situation. And it sounds like they're searching for the worst, at least at face value. I mean, I don't know what Karen did to you, but
yeah, there could be more details, but it seems like something
take the
that
emotions
you should just, like,
out of it.
Don't let it bother you.
And weddings in general are really important. I get it. But like the pressure to put this is the best day of your life when really it's like you decided to like choose a partner and you want to celebrate it. Like anything else other than that is like bonus. It doesn't have to be the most extreme crazy thing that's going on. Mm-hmm. And not everything that happens surrounding your wedding is personally against you.
True.
Okay, this is
now we're into the cheating ones.
St. Patrick gets him off.
Okay.
Morning, ladies. Love the pod and the different personalities you bring to the table.
Thank you.
I think they're talking to just you, Paige. All your personalities.
Oh,
just kidding.
Nice.
I've listened since the beginning, and every time there's a request for juicy stories, I wonder if I've got one or two good enough to share. So I'm giving it a try.
Hell yeah.
A few years ago, dating a guy for about 5 months, we decided to go out for St. Patrick's Day. We go out to enjoy our city's holiday festivities, start drinking and bar hopping at noon, have a day, get back to his place around 8 p.m. Because we'd been out and about drinking all day, I was ready for bed shortly after we got back to his place. I told him I was going to bed, and he stated he was going to stay up and watch TV. Not weird, he's a night owl and I'm not. I fell asleep pretty quickly and woke up at about 2 a.m. The lamp was still on in the bedroom, and I was still in the bed alone. I thought I could still hear the TV in the living room, so I went out to wake up the boyfriend and have him come to bed. As I walk in, I see he's passed out on the couch, but it was his laptop he was watching, not the TV. I stopped and assessed the situation, realizing I was clearly hearing sounds from a porn. I was interested to see what kind he liked, so I walked around to the front of the screen and realized it was porn, but not a website. It was a homemade video. As I got closer to him, I realized he's got his pants down, his member in hand, and had passed out that way. I woke him up pretty upset, asking what the hell he was watching. It was a video of him and his ex-wife from 6 years prior.
That's insane.
Fuck. He claimed to have been so drunk to even realize what he was doing. I made him delete it. I'm not stupid though. I'm sure he had it saved elsewhere. This was a sign of what was to come in the future, but I forgave him and stuck it out, thinking it was just a mistake, not a trait of his true character. Man, I was wrong. Anyway, keep up the good work with the podcast.
That's insane. Imagine that would be a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Obviously.
And like, who passes out member in hand?
It sounds like a child. Like,
yeah. It's so, like, imagine being the ex-wife knowing that. I would be so grossed out.
Ex-wife of 6 years.
Yes.
You've gotten a new laptop in 6 years.
Like, yeah, actually, yeah.
So you made sure that you had that video on your new laptop, like, of your ex-wife of 6 years, and you're still using that to masturbate to fall asleep? So many fucking weird ass things about this. Like, I cannot.
I need to know how their breakup went down, because like I
need to know if that wasn't the reason you broke up with him, what the fuck was.
Yeah.
Because I need to know what this man did that was worse than you catching him masturbating to a video of his, because the ex-wife was from 6 years ago. When the fuck was that video made? Right?
Yeah.
Like we don't know. It could be 10 years.
It could have been on a digital camera that he had to upload to his computer. That is the most disgusting thing ever.
Because it's not just the video and like the human form, you know, it's like the memory, the feelings he associates with it. Like it's
And you cannot let it go.
weird.
6 years, the divorce has been finalized.
And
like,
it's not like it made it sound like he was like, oh, I was just drunk. But like, that is probably like when he was like, I need this because I'm drunk. It's like having
it's
drunk
a
food.
comfort item.
Yeah.
It's a security blanket.
What a
Is it
fucking
porn?
weirdo. Well, please update us on how and why you guys broke up if
I
you
need to
didn't
know.
break up that night.
I need to know.
That was just the foreshadowing of their relationship, so we'll see.
Oh my God.
Okay, this one is called Cheating Frat Bro.
Nice. Most of them are.
I know, it's like
In my
what a
personal
shock
experience.
I know
headline.
this is like, oh wow, shocker.
Love you guys. I am the middle of 3 sisters.
Represent.
And she changed the names. That's nice. So the story is from back in my junior year of college, 8 years ago. I had 0 boundaries with guys and let them treat me like shit. I've come a long way since then.
We all have.
I wasn't in the best place, just being dumped by a guy I really liked. It wasn't an official breakup because we weren't even dating. I thought he was going to ask me to be his girlfriend, but dumped me instead.
That's
SOML.
so funny. That's what happened with me and BB.
Tale as old as time. I was trying to get over this guy, and you know what they say, to get over one guy, you have to get under another one. Not always the best advice, I would soon learn. One night, I met this guy, Brad, at a party and could tell he was into me. I didn't go home with him that night, but I was interested. I was still sad about the other guy and just wanted to forget about him, so the next time I saw this new guy, Brad, at a party, I knew I was going to hook up with him. So I go out and I run into Brad. At the end of the night, he says to me, let's go to your house. But I shared a room with a friend at the time and knew she was coming home soon, so we ended up going to his house. Brad was in a frat, so he lived in a big house with a bunch of guys. We go in a room, me thinking it's his bedroom, until another guy walks in and grabs something. And I ask, is this not your room? And he says, no, it's his friend's room.
What?
His room was next door. His room was next door that one of the freshman frat brothers got a little too drunk and passed out in his bed. I thought it was weird, but I just went with it, and I didn't care. We started hooking up all night. I see him set his alarm for 8 a.m., and he says he has to get up to go to Buffalo for some volunteer thing. I don't question it. In the morning, we wake up, and he's panicked, and he said he needs to leave to go to Buffalo. Realizes his car is not there, has to beg one of his roommates to take their car to drive me home, still in a panic. Thought it was kind of odd. He kept saying he had to be in Buffalo by 8:30, and now it was 8:15, and Buffalo was 45 minutes away, but whatever, I just wanted to go home. About a week goes by, he's texting me. I add him on Facebook, and there it is, in a relationship with ...
The girl from Buffalo.
He didn't even care enough to hide it. I felt terrible. I had no idea. I did find out they broke up shortly after that. Months later, my then best friend tells me, you know, his girlfriend was actually asleep in his room next. That's where I thought this was going. Okay. You know, his girlfriend was actually asleep in his room next door to where you guys were hooking up that night. What? She had started talking to one of his friends right after we hooked up, and apparently he told her this right after it happened, and she never thought to tell me. I mean, why is she going to tell you? You know, like, I was so disgusted. It all made sense now how weird that night and morning was. The reason he was so panicked in the morning was not because he was late. It was because he didn't want his girlfriend running into me in the hallway the next morning.
Ew.
She was in the room, not the frat brother. That's bold.
That's so bold. It's so crazy to me. Like, that's where his brain went, to hook up with another girl when his girlfriend's there.
But also to remember to set an alarm to get out in the morning.
I mean, that would be like the number one thing I would do if I was cheating.
I was gonna say
someone.
there are still parallels to the story about me bringing the basket to my boyfriend's house, and I'm like, hey, where are you? He's like, I'm in my room, but I can't. Like, there's a pledge on the sleeping on the floor, and I was like, no, I'm in your room. Like,
I'm sleeping on your floor.
I know he had already set everything up to where it's like, okay, cool, Paige thinks that I'm at my house, and so I'm just gonna get home really early and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? It's like he had the parallels are there, and they did certain things to think that they were gonna get away with it, but like there's just still too stupid to actually get away with it.
This guy technically did get away with it. It wasn't until later Like her friend told her.
The truth always comes
I know, but
out.
if the friend knew, then I'm sure the girlfriend knew.
Yeah.
Things like that travel in a college town. And
In
I just
a
don't.
frat house, when there's someone has to come in and they're like, oh yeah, so-and-so's with this girl in there.
And it's like the fact that all of these other guys are like, hey, yeah, bro, your girl's in your room. Take mine. Like, grow the fuck up.
That's the
mean,
grossest thing.
They're brothers.
Yeah.
It's
I don't
just
even
crazy
wanna
to
get
me
into
that like I remember that time of my life and like the audacity to cheat on your girlfriend when the college town is so small. It's like a little bubble. Like, can you
Cheated on her in the next. They were probably sharing a wall.
And I feel like it's like a game to these frat bros.
That's why his brothers were so supportive, because it's like, oh, you got to get it in.
I think they like love especially like, I don't remember Purdue being like that, but I can definitely see it in the South. It's almost like it's a game for them to see how many girls they can hook up with.
Yeah.
And like, who's raising them?
Their mamas don't know.
Their mamas don't know.
Their mamas don't know
I can
what
tell you
what these boys are doing.
If Hank, my dog, if he was treating a girl like that, I would bust his butt.
I bet you their mamas, if they knew, they'd be coming home for the semester.
Oh, for sure. I'd be like, who the fuck raised you to treat another person like that, let alone a woman?
Not. I bet they would say, what kind of girl would go into a frat room? You know,
Maybe.
It's never their fault.
I just found a liver spot on my hand and I'm freaking the fuck out right now. I'm a little distracted.
Why?
I don't know why when you did
What's
that
a
and looked
liver
so
spot?
alarmed, you were going to say you had a tick on your
What's
arm.
a liver spot?
It's like a spot that grandmas get.
Maybe it's because your liver is working, like, it's bored.
Yeah,
It's not processing
No,
any of
it's
the alcohol.
because Mom and Gigi had so many liver spots on their hands.
Mom is still with us, and she probably still has liver spots. Don't talk about mom in
I know,
the
but
past
like
tense.
now, I think
What's
it's
the difference between a liver spot and a freckle?
That's a liver spot.
Is that?
No, that's a freckle.
Okay. Fuck. It's kind of a big
I gotta
freckle.
call my plastic surgeon. Do we
Anyway,
have any
Okay,
more?
There's one more.
Great.
It's kind of long,
Great.
and the font's kind of small, so I turned it sideways.
People were like, "I'm sorry, Bailey, I didn't put a PDF," and I wanted to respond and be like, "Thank
Don't
you
apologize.
for don't fucking apologize. Anytime you email us, never
you.
apologize."
Don't apologize, and also, you guys are so annoying. God forbid someone just wanted to do something when I had a preference. It makes you guys mad when someone
Because
does a PDF.
People
you
have
could be the-
actually said, "I want to write in, but I'm I'm scared that I won't be up
It's
to
an
Bailey's
extra
standards."
step. Okay, just read.
Okay. So you guys do still get mad. Okay. All right. Hey, sisters.
Hey.
Tiger, I'm going to have to move you. Hopefully you guys know about the 3 loves theory.
We do. So, the 3 loves theory is that there's 3 great loves of your life.
I do know this.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Paige, you already used 2 on Tiger and Roman.
Shit.
Shit.
All right. Here's a story about my second. I'm going to try and make this long story short and without completely outing myself, but since I missed writing in on Valentine's Day, I have to fit the V-Day topic into this week's cheating topic.
Hey,
so
nice.
Here we go. Also, you can just like write us in whenever you want. It's okay. I was dating someone I thought was my soulmate for roughly 10 months before we decided to move to a different state together and start a new journey. At the time, I was 20 or 21 and he was 24 or 25. So by the end of this, we can chalk this up as young, stupid first love. Our relationship was amazing and we basically lived together before we were even officially together, so we didn't think we were rushing into anything. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, we weren't...
Sorry, that was Roman.
Due to some unforeseen circumstances, we weren't able to leave at the same time, so the plan was for him to go first and then I'd move out there a few months after. He left and was onward to our new home while I stayed behind. The next day, I was with my family, and they were all asking how I was doing and if I was excited, and I responded with all things positive while simultaneously texting him expressing my excitement. I get a text response from him completely out of left field saying we were over and that he wants to focus on himself and get himself set up there alone without me. Can you guess what day this was?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Paige already knows. She feels it in her bones.
I feel this so hard.
Sparing excess details, he said he realized what he had lost, and I ended up going.
They
Sparing
ended up getting
excess
back together.
He said he realized what he had lost, and I ended up going out there a few months after, just like we had planned. We were ecstatic to be together again, and we felt stronger than ever. But looking back now, I realized we were deep into our honeymoon phase and didn't understand that things were never truly the same, nor would they ever be. Somehow it felt like there was always something missing, and the little fights started. That's when my screw-up comes into play, roughly 5 or 6 months later. I met someone at my job.
Yikes.
He said and did things that I thought I was missing from my relationship, and I got sucked into such a surface level attraction and the feeling of being wanted even more by someone else. So much so that I left my relationship for this new guy. Plot twist, he was psychotic. I told my now ex everything. I couldn't live with myself knowing what I did and thought he deserved to know. He told me he was hurt but wanted us to try again and work it out, which came as a surprise to me because I was not expecting that outcome with me coming clean.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, I agreed. We tried again for several months, then things fell apart once again. This time too much damage had been done between what we had done to each other that we just could never be on the same page at the same time. Fast forward to almost 6 years later.
Jesus.
We both stayed in the new state we moved to, which was extremely hard to do, but I refused to move back home just because of a breakup. And it is single-handedly the best thing I've ever done for myself. We don't speak anymore, but I do know he's married to the first girl he dated after me, which is amazing and makes me so happy for them. Back to the 3 loves theory. She was his third and honestly couldn't be more perfect for them. As for me, I have yet to find my third, but I grew up a ton and have learned so much, gained my independence, worked my ass off to get the career I have, and in hindsight, am thankful for how great things turned out despite the absolute roller coaster of a journey my life has been over the last several years. Young, stupid, first love at its finest. Thanks for letting me share. Thanks for sharing.
I think you have been living such a great life.
Yeah.
You were not afraid to move to a new state or city, whatever it was. Like,
Yeah.
whether it's you felt comforted because you were, dating somebody at the time, but even when you broke up, you stayed there. A lot of people would be like, fuck, like, if I don't have my person, I'm just going to go back to what I know.
That's what I did.
Like, so
When I went to Colorado.
well, you were only there for a week, so it's like a little
Yeah, you didn't really establish roots there.
Right.
And you not only acknowledge that you fucked up, but, and maybe I don't even like get into this, but it's like, it sounds like there was so much like wrong with your relationship before that happened. Still not a good thing for you to do, but you then owned up to it. And like, some cheating things are worse than others, and like that was like not one of the worst ones. You know what I mean?
I think like when it's, and don't quote me on this, but when you're in your early 20s, it's kind of like no harm, no foul.
And it's like, I mean, I wouldn't say that, but I think it's like this person has already left because they needed to go first, and then they're like, "Ooh, we're done," and so and then they say, "Just kidding, like I made a mistake." That immediately breaks the trust. That was the moment the initial trust was broken, and that was the moment that like shit started getting rocky. You guys were never the same from there, and then, but you kept it going, and then you started feeling something for somebody else because you were not getting what you were looking for out of your relationship. Yes, you went about it the wrong way, doing something behind someone's back, but then you're like, hey, I did something wrong. Let me admit to it. Let me own up to it. And you guys still tried for a third time. You know what I mean? It's like you were like, that is just like somebody going through life, growing, learning new things, and owning yourself and learning from everything every step of the way. And I swear you are going to find somebody soon, and they will be the perfect one.
Why do I feel like you're talking to yourself?
Because maybe I am.
She's looking right into the camera, looking at herself.
I'm looking
like
at you, but looking at me.
Like literally everything you said could be like
For me.
For you.
Yeah.
She actually
We're
was
in this
reading
together,
it
girl.
off her diary page.
Well, I feel like those were great submissions. We actually have enough. I put them in next week's folder.
I
So
saw.
if you guys have any more cheating stories, just rat them on in. Let's all it's right after Valentine's Day. We're going to shake off the bad juju of,
Yeah, you
the
guys
winter.
probably just finished like burning your ex's like photos and stuff that you kept around. Like let all those old feelings
Let the
like
demons
come
out.
out and into our inbox.
And then we'll put them out into the
yourpourdad@gmail.com.
world, and then it's done.
Yeah.
So yeah, email yourpourdad@gmail.com. Make sure you rate and review us and share it with a sister. Most importantly, tag us. If you guys see something that you like and you think, oh, this influencer like Kennedy Urick or Jenna Palick or, any of these Austin girlies that are like, sister girlies, tag us and be like, hey, you should go on Your Poor Dad.
See something, say something.
Yeah. And I have got to pee so bad.
Great. Let's say goodbye.
Say goodbye to your sister.
Bye, sisters.
Goodbye.